Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 14 of Base Paths and Brewskis. Today's episode: Show me your Jackson. Pull down the pull down your pants and show me your Jackson. That is today. That is today's episode. Uh, get into the BP again. Once again, not a beer. I really enjoy moonshine. So kind of going to transition the beer of the pod to also equal whatever I want beer to be that day. So today's beer was Snickerdoodle Cream Moonshine from Old Smoky. I think between my girlfriend and I, we drank this in probably one night. It was pretty delicious. Not a super high proof moonshine, but nonetheless, just a very, very good moonshine to sip on. Game one of the Orioles and Brewers series was 11-1. Again, I was not really able to catch tons of these games, kind of like the Reds. Recording this again Monday after the series. So obviously domination from the Brewers in this game. 11-1. We'll jump right into it. The craft brew player of the game, fastball, Freddie Peralta, the ace of our team, not associated with Ace Hardware. I just think it's kind of funny to put it on his hat in the videos. So if you're watching the YouTube video, please do not like copyright me or something, Ace. Um, anyway, so Freddie went 6 innings, struck out 11, gave up just 5 hits and a home run. That's pretty much it. He's off to a fantastic start this season. Um, in terms of our offense, I mean, pretty a lot of people were hitting. Jackson Churio being one of the only starters, along with Andrew Monasterio, who did not get a hit in the starting lineup. Uh, However, Wild Bill, William Contreras pounding the ball like normal. Willie Adames with 3 hits. I mean, there were so many guys in the lineup I could have included as the craft brew player of the game, so I kind of just felt like I needed to go with Freddie. But I mean, not to mention JB Bukowskis and Tiago Vieira also going 3 innings themselves without giving up a single run, um, striking out 3 between the two of them, only allowing 1 hit and a walk. So JB Bukowskis once again looking pretty dominant. Um, as for the offense, I mean, Joey Ortiz hit against his former team. That was really cool to see. Was it the debut game of Jackson Holliday? I think it was. We shut him down. He went 0 for 3. That was pretty cool. And I don't know which game in the series it was that Willie Adames and James McCann really kind of went at it, but that was pretty cool to see. I think this team's got an edge this year that we didn't have in the past. And I think Willie Adames is a player who plays, with a little chip on his shoulder. He plays with some attitude and under counsel and just kind of how some of the guys were on the team before. It wasn't really, like it wasn't a team that played like super emotionally, I guess I don't want to say. But you have guys like Devin Williams, who obviously isn't playing yet this season. Freddie Peralta, he's a guy who pitches with a lot of emotion. Willie plays with a lot of emotion. And I think we're kind of starting to see that come out with these guys, and it's really exciting to see. But also shout out Gary Sanchez for getting a hit finally. I mean, it's been, how many games since the former All-Star has actually gotten a hit. But yeah, came up with 2 RBIs as well. So cool to see him hitting the ball well. Not a ton to talk about here other than like it was a super fun game. If you're a Brewers fan, sorry about blowing into the mic there. There's dog fur all over the place because my dog's shedding. Yeah, I mean, just a super cool game. We kind of shut down a very good lineup in the Orioles. Yeah, and then leading into the next game, not much different in terms of our score, 11-5. Once again, putting up 11 runs, giving up some more this game, but I mean, we didn't have Freddie Peralta on the bump. DL Hall got to face his former team. Maybe got shook a little bit, giving up 5 runs, three dingers, 3 cock slaps, whatever you want to call them. Uh, Not the greatest start to the season for DL, but I saw a graphic on Twitter and it was like, look at Corbin Burns' first 5 starts in his career, and he had like I want to say at least like 4 or 5 earned runs in every single one of those starts to start his career. So, DL, we trust you, man. Just keep going out there, throwing. You got the stuff. You got the moxie. Just go out there and throw. And I know there's probably a lot of emotion playing your former team like this, so new, but I'm not too worried about that. And then the bullpen came in. Paguero, Hudson, Bukowskis, Milner, Piamps. I mean, pretty big committee had to come in and fill up for, six and or what is it, 5 2/3 innings of work. Um, and they did a fantastic job. So that was cool to see. I could have given it the craft brew player of the game just to all those guys, the bullpen who came in to help. They did such a good job. Brian Hudson's been really a good surprise in my opinion. I mean, he's really hasn't he's limited a lot. He's been playing pitching very well. Very happy to see that from him. In terms of the offense, Terang was hitting, again this game. Adames, Contreras, everyone hitting the ball around the yard really well. Not to mention Contreras at this point still one dotting it this season. I mean, he's really hitting the ball hard, and Terang with a 939 OPS, just getting on base, and he's such a threat on the base paths as well, like we've mentioned in the past. So, I mean, really cool to see. But finally, our craft brew player of the game was Jake Bauers. He had 4 RBIs, 3 RBI home run, and not really that he played that much better than everyone else. His fieldings looked really good. I know he's made some good plays in the field at first base. Potentially could help with, limiting Hoskins' innings in the field. But anyway, I just was really excited to see Bowers show off some power. We haven't had huge lefty power numbers besides Christian Yelich, and as you guys may know, he's dealing with a bit of a back issue now. Joey Weimer ended up being called up for the next game, which you'll see, and well, he might have been starting this or on the roster this game, but I don't really remember. And obviously, though, with Jake Bauers, it's just nice to have the lefty power bat in the order when and not have to rely on Yelich so much. Right now, we have Contreras, Adames, Hoskins. There are kind of big power guys. Oliver Dunn, I'd say, is somewhat of a power guy as well. Maybe not as proven though, but and he is a lefty. But Jake Bauers, I think just having someone we can rely on, whether it's pinch hitting, spot starts, DHing, playing a good first base, a damn good first base at that. Having a power bat there as a lefty is huge, and if he can be a power hitter who also is decent enough with on base average stuff, obviously just hitting 161 right now. But I'm hoping that can spark a little something for him, that big hit. And that's why I wanted to name him craft player of the game. So on to game three. Sadly lost 6-4. It was a close game throughout. I know Abner Uribe is kind of taking a lot of heat for this one as he came in and kind of got the loss. I think he's scored as a blown save, which is kind of weird how baseball scoring works to me, considering he got a blown save in the 8th inning of a game, which that's weird. 7th inning, excuse me. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, obviously we'll see better from Uribe. We have seen better, but he's a young dude, and I kind of got into it on Twitter with someone a little bit about this, talking about how they were so mad to see Uribe coming in the 7th inning, and they knew they'd give up runs. And I just why throw him in the 9th inning every time? There's big moments in the 7th inning, the 8th inning. Anytime we have a reliever in the game and it's a close game, that's high leverage. So to argue that he should have been saved for the 8th or 9th inning or whatever it may be is kind of just bullshit, in my opinion. Because if he's one of your best pitchers, if you trust him to pitch in the ninth, why aren't you going to trust him to pitch in the 7th inning? So I don't know. I guess it's something I have never understand. Why pitch for the save? When you have guys like Hobie Milner, Yoel Payamps, who I know they need their rest too, and I know they've pitched a lot recently as well. But you have other guys who are pretty solid, and they were waiting, could have thrown an inning too. But I was a little shocked about Brian Hudson being taken out so early, just because of the lefties that Uribe had to face. I think he came in and had to face Westberg, righty, Holiday, lefty, Henderson, switch or lefty, Rutschman switch, Santander, I believe, a lefty. So I mean, he came in and he didn't have very favorable matchups. Um, yeah. So the pitching staff, though, Colin Ray came out and just did. Damn near quality start, which is, if you're not aware, throwing 6 innings at least, giving up 3 or less runs, as a starting pitcher. And I mean, he's off to a great start. Obviously, gave up some long balls, but that's what's going to happen against a team like the Orioles. Excuse me, not the Ravens. Uh, So I going into the order a little bit, I really liked the construction of this order with Contreras leading off. He's seen Corbin Burns the most out of any guy in this lineup, so might as well have him get the most at bats against him. Uh, Obviously drew a walk, hit the leadoff home run in like the second pitch of the game or something like that. So that was really cool. That's why I named him Craft Brew Player of the Game. Otherwise, the offense was all right. Joey Weimer making an appearance. Um, Unimpressive, really. I hope to see more from him. I know he's a good fielder, good on the bases, very athletic guy, but hope his swing still just looks a little just wonky to me. So I'm hoping that he starts to, prove me wrong because I want to see Joey Weimer succeed. I want to see his power numbers surge the way that they can. Um, but just maybe take more of a Bryce Terang approach and take what you get, put balls in play, good things happen. That's why he's got a 903 OPS, a 362 average. But overall, I mean, Frelick, Adames, they're continuing to hit. They got to kind of get some time in the middle of the order together. But Contreras is just a beast, man, and I'm super excited to see what he can do going forward. Again, I kind of talked about this in the last episode with the Reds, but Contreras is that he's that dude. He's gonna play every day, whether it's catching or DH, and he's not really gonna let much take him out of the lineup. He's certainly not gonna choose to take himself out of the lineup. And I mean, I think this guy wants an MVP. He looks like he's trying to play for an MVP right now. I know we're only like 14 whatever games into the season, but 1.116 OPS is pretty freaking good, man. 375 average, driving in runs. He's hitting all over the order, second, first. I mean, he could easily be a third or fourth hitter, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, good job. But in my opinion, this game was a lot the loss was a lot due to just the Orioles being a good team. Uh, you know, Getting mad that you didn't sweep a really good team is not something I'm about. I'm pretty happy that we took 2 out of 3 against a good team and in a series against a team with pretty good pitching against us. Corbin Burns, who else did we face? Kramer, uh, was it Gray Rod in game one? Let me click back here. Oh, Tyler Wells. Solid dude. Dean Kramer. Uh, I mean, we faced some decent pitching and we scored what, 26 runs total? I mean, that's pretty good. I'll take that any 3 game series. And I think most 3 game series that we put up 26 runs total, we're going to win the freaking series. And that's just what we've been doing. We haven't lost the series yet. Super excited to watch tonight. The Padres definitely going to get back. I've kind of been slacking with the nice weather, anatomy exams, a lot of excuses. Um, as to why I haven't been watching as much Brewers, but tonight we'll be watching the Padres game. Super excited to get back on that. And let's jump into the series awards. So the B&B MVP, Willie Adames. It could have been William Contreras. Just don't want to glaze him too hard here. Uh, but Adames just playing good in the field, shortstop damn near every day. I don't know if he's missed a game. Let's check. I mean, as a shortstop, if you're playing as much as he is and hitting the ball the way he is, it's pretty impressive. 310 average. Um, where is he? Willie. Yeah, 14 games, excuse me. 310 average, 365 on base, 534 slug, 900 OPS with a 147 OPS plus. So this dude's balling, and he's just continued to ball, and that's why I gave him this MVP for the series. As for the barrel blaster, really just solely because of that home run. I mean, he obviously hit well the entire series, but William Contreras hitting that home run to off Corbin Burns, I thought it was dead center field, um, if my memory serves correct. Great stuff from him. The crafty pitcher has to be Freddie Peralta coming in, dealing against a really good young lineup, really kind of shutting them down. What was it, 9 or 11 strikeouts, something like that, doing Freddie Peralta stuff, and it's good to see. But the unique award for this series was the Strut Your Stuff award. Abner Uribe. I I really have a lot of faith in Uribe. I think he's a really good pitcher. I think he's got the most upside of any pitcher in the organization, including Peralta and Williams. I think he's got some of the best stuff out of any of these dudes, and it's just getting the experience and throwing innings. And you know, he doesn't need to be a closer yet. He doesn't need to be flat out. I mean, Devin Williams sat behind Josh Hader for how many years as a setup guy for Josh Hader, and now he's one of the best closers in the league. So, Abner, just go out there, throw your stuff, try and locate your pitches, the sequence a little better, maybe. Figure out what works best for you, and go out there and do it. And I think he's got the stuff to be a fantastic relief pitcher going forward, and I can't wait to see it. So I'm all here for it. Abner, don't let the hate get to you. The loss kind of sucks. The blown save is kind of bullshit. That it is a blown save at all, but just keep working, dude. We love having you here in Milwaukee, and hopefully you're here for a long time. The B&B trivia last week or last episode, sorry, is yesterday's now. Um, the answer was Raleigh Fingers was the first Brewer player to win an MVP. I believe it was 1981, where he won the Cy Young and MVP the same year. So, fun fact. I would have thought it was Robin Yount, honestly, but nope, Raleigh Fingers. This trivia I really think is cool. With Jackson Chourio and Jackson Holliday playing against one another as the first two number one and number two prospects to ever share the same name, what are the last names of the two other Jacksons on the top 100 prospect list? So at the beginning of the season, there was four guys, first name Jackson, on the top 100 prospect list. So were the other two, besides Chourio and Holiday, was it Jackson Job and Merrill, Jackson Ferris and Baumeister, Jackson Humphreys and Cox, or Jackson Wolf and Rutledge? So let me know what you think. Up next, obviously, tonight, as of this recording, the Padres will come to town to play the Brewers. Brewers 10-4, Padres 9-9. Obviously, a lot more games because they went out, haven't had games canceled. I don't think they played in Korea, so got a lot more experience. And we got quite the gauntlet of pitchers that will be coming to AmFam Field to face the Brewers lineup. So really should be a true test of what kind of guys we got hitting every day in this lineup. So I'm super excited to see this test and see what guys can stay hot and maybe what guys can pick up the bat a bit and start swinging it a little better than they have already. So super excited, can't wait. For the B&B beer requests, if you have any beer you've been dying to try, if you have a go-to beer that I need to try, comment or reach out on any of the socials listed below with what I should drink next. I would like to mention this does not just include beers. I'm willing to try any mixed drink combination you can throw at me, any seltzer you got. I know carbless is a big one that I've been seeing being advertised by the Brewers and just been hearing from people around me. So, yeah, of course, just let me know. As always, thanks for listening. Have a good rest of your day and go Brewers.